Welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about a powerful topic that can completely change the way you think about your life. The topic is, don't wait for help. Many people spend years waiting for someone to motivate them, waiting for someone to support them, waiting for someone to believe in them, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the perfect time, waiting for their life to magically improve. But while they are waiting, life keeps moving forward. Days pass, months pass, years pass, and nothing changes. This video is about understanding one of the most important truths in life. No one can live your life for you. No one can fight your battles for you. No one can build your future for you. You must take responsibility for your own growth, your own success, and your own happiness. As you listen to this lesson, you will not only learn powerful life principles, but you will also improve your English. Try to listen carefully. Pay attention to new words and expressions. Practice thinking in English while listening. The more you listen, the stronger your English will become. And before we begin, if you enjoy videos that help you improve your English while learning powerful life lessons, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future lesson. Lesson 1. No one is coming to save you. This lesson may sound harsh, it may sound uncomfortable, but it is one of the most powerful truths you will ever learn. Many people secretly believe that one day someone will come and change everything. They believe someone will solve their problems. Someone will give them an opportunity. Someone will motivate them every day. Someone will rescue them from their difficult situation. But life rarely works that way. Imagine a person standing at the edge of a road. He wants to reach the other side. He wants a better life. He wants success. He wants confidence. He wants better health. He wants more money. He wants to achieve his dreams. But instead of walking, he stands there waiting for someone to carry him, waiting for someone to push him, waiting for someone to make the journey easier. Days pass, weeks pass, years pass, and he remains exactly where he started. Not because he lacked potential, not because he lacked intelligence, but because he spent his life waiting instead of moving. This happens to millions of people. They wait for motivation before taking action. They wait for confidence before speaking. They wait for support before starting. They wait for certainty before trying. And because they keep waiting, they never begin. The truth is that successful people are not people who had everything figured out. Successful people are often people who started before they felt ready. They acted before they felt confident. They moved forward even when nobody was helping them. Think about learning English. Many learners wait for perfect conditions. They say, I will start speaking when my grammar is perfect. I will start practicing when I know more vocabulary. I will start later. But later becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And next month becomes next year. The person who improves is usually not the person who waited. It is the person who started. Even when they were nervous, even when they made mistakes, even when nobody was helping them. The same principle applies to every area of life. Nobody is coming to wake up early for you. Nobody is coming to exercise for you. Nobody is coming to study for you. Nobody is coming to build your future for you. Nobody is coming to transform your life for you. That responsibility belongs to you. And while that may sound frightening at first, it is actually incredibly empowering. Why? Because if you are responsible for your life, you also have the power to change it. If your future depends entirely on other people, you are powerless. But if your future depends on your actions, then you have control. You can learn, you can improve, you can grow, you can change direction, you can create opportunities, you can build a better life. This realization changes everything. Instead of asking, who will help me? You begin asking, what can I do today? Instead of asking, who will save me? You begin asking, how can I save myself? That shift in thinking is powerful, because the moment you stop waiting for a hero, you begin becoming one. You stop looking outside yourself for solutions. You begin creating solutions. You stop depending on circumstances. You begin dependent on your effort. You stop hoping life will change. You start changing your life. Many people never discover their true strength because they spend their entire lives waiting for help. But when help does not arrive, something incredible can happen. You discover that you are stronger than you thought, more capable than you thought, more resilient than you thought. You discover that the person you were waiting for has been there all along. You. Remember this powerful truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to build your dreams. No one is coming to create your future. That is your job. And the moment you accept that responsibility is the moment your life begins to change. Lesson 2. Take responsibility for your life. One of the most powerful moments in a person's life is when they stop blaming everything around them and start taking responsibility for their own future. This lesson is not easy. In fact, it is one of the hardest lessons to accept, because it is much easier to blame. It is easier to blame circumstances. It is easier to blame bad luck. It is easier to blame the economy. It is easier to blame other people. It is easier to blame the past. When something goes wrong, most people immediately look for someone or something to blame. And for a short moment, blaming feels good. It protects the ego. It helps us avoid uncomfortable truths. It allows us to believe that our problems are completely outside our control. But there is a hidden danger. The more you blame, the less power you have. Think about it. If every problem in your life is someone else's fault, then someone else controls your future. If your success depends entirely on other people, then you become powerless. You spend your life waiting for things to change instead of changing them yourself. Now imagine a different person. This person faces difficulties too. They experience setbacks. They make mistakes. They fail sometimes. They have bad days. But instead of asking, who should I blame? They ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can I do next? That simple change in thinking creates a completely different life. Imagine two students who both fail an English exam. The first student says, the exam was unfair. The teacher was bad. The questions were too difficult. Maybe some of those things are true, but what happens next? Nothing, because the student learned nothing. The second student says, I need to improve my listening. I need to practice more consistently. I need a better study plan. Now this student has something valuable, a solution. One student focuses on blame, the other focuses on responsibility. And responsibility always leads to growth. This does not mean everything that happens in life is your fault. Bad things happen. Unfair things happen. Disappointments happen. Life can be difficult. But even when you cannot control what happens, you can control how you respond. That is where your power lives. Many people spend years waiting for better circumstances. They say, I'll start when life gets easier. I'll start when I have more time. I'll start when I feel ready. But successful people understand something important. Perfect conditions rarely exist. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you may spend your entire life waiting. Taking responsibility means working with what you have right now. Maybe you do not have perfect resources. Maybe you do not have perfect support. Maybe you do not have perfect knowledge. But you can still take a step forward. A small step is still progress. Think about learning English. Many learners want fluency. But fluency does not arrive in one day. It comes from daily responsibility. Listening every day. Reading every day. practicing every day, making mistakes and learning from them. The learner who takes responsibility improves. The learner who waits for motivation often stays stuck. This lesson applies to health too. Many people want a healthier body, but wishing does not create results. Responsibility creates results. Choosing healthier habits, moving your body, taking care of yourself, making better decisions consistently. The same is true for money. The same is true for relationships. The same is true for personal growth. Responsibility is not always comfortable. Sometimes it forces you to face difficult truths. Sometimes it forces you to admit mistakes. Sometimes it forces you to accept that change starts with you. But that is exactly why it is powerful. Because responsibility gives you control, and control gives you hope. Imagine being the captain of a ship. A storm appears. The waves become rough. The wind becomes strong. You cannot control the storm, but you can control the direction of the ship. Life works the same way. You cannot control every challenge. You cannot control every setback. You cannot control every difficulty. But you can control your actions. You can control your attitude. You can control your effort. You can control your response. And those choices shape your future. Many people think responsibility is a burden. In reality, responsibility is freedom. Because the moment you stop waiting for other people to change your life, you gain the ability to change it yourself. You stop becoming a victim of circumstances. You become the creator of your future. You stop asking for permission. You start taking action. You stop making excuses. You start making progress. You stop waiting for life to improve. You start improving your life. Remember this powerful truth. The day you take full responsibility for your life is the day your life begins to change. Not because everything becomes easy, but because you stop giving away your power. You stop waiting. You stop blaming. You stop making excuses. And you start building the future you want, one decision at a time. Lesson 3. Stop waiting for the perfect time. One of the most dangerous habits in life is waiting for the perfect time. Many dreams have died because of this habit. Many opportunities have been lost because of this habit. Many people have spent years waiting for a moment that never came. They tell themselves, "I'll start next month. I'll start when life becomes easier. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when I have more confidence. I'll start when I feel ready." At first, these reasons sound reasonable. They sound logical. They sound responsible. But often they are simply excuses disguised as plans. The truth is that there is rarely a perfect time to do anything important. Think about learning English. Many people want to speak English fluently. They know it could improve their life. They know it could create new opportunities. They know it could help them communicate with people around the world. But they keep delaying. They say, "I need more vocabulary first. I need to learn more grammar first. I need more confidence first." And while they keep waiting, months pass, then years pass, and they remain exactly where they started. Now imagine another learner. This person does not wait. They start with the vocabulary they already know. They start with the grammar they already understand. They start even though they feel nervous. They start even though they make mistakes. And because they start, they improve. This is one of the biggest differences between successful people and unsuccessful people. Successful people understand that action creates readiness. Most people think readiness comes first. They think confidence comes first. They think certainty comes first. But often the opposite is true. Confidence comes from action. Experience comes from action. Skill comes from action. Growth comes from action. Imagine a swimmer standing beside a pool. He wants to learn how to swim, but he keeps waiting. He says, "I'll get into the water when I know how to swim." That sounds ridiculous. The only way to learn swimming is to enter the water. The same principle applies to life. The only way to gain experience is through action. The only way to gain confidence is through action. The only way to improve is through action. Waiting will never teach you what action can teach you. Another problem with waiting for the perfect time is that perfection does not exist. There will always be challenges. There will always be problems. There will always be reasons not to start. If you wait until everything is perfect, you may spend your entire life waiting. Think about some of the biggest achievements in history. Many successful businesses started during difficult times. Many successful people began with limited resources. Many great achievements were created by people who were not fully ready. If they had waited for perfect conditions, they might never have started. Life rewards movement. Life rewards courage. Life rewards people who are willing to begin before they feel ready. Imagine two people with the same dream. The first person spends 5 years planning. The second person spends 5 years doing. The first person knows everything about the dream. The second person has real experience. The first person has ideas. The second person has results. Why? Because action teaches lessons that planning never can. Now, this does not mean planning is useless. Planning is important. Preparation is important. Thinking is important. But there comes a moment when planning must end and action must begin. Too many people become trapped in preparation. They prepare forever. They research forever. They think forever. But they never move. And a dream without action remains a dream. A goal without action remains a wish. A plan without action remains paper. The world is full of people who have wonderful ideas. But ideas alone do not change lives. Execution changes lives. Action changes lives. Consistency changes lives. This lesson is especially important because time moves whether you act or not. Every day that passes is a day you never get back. Every week that passes is a week of opportunity. Every month that passes is a month of growth that could have happened. The clock keeps moving. Life keeps moving. The question is whether you will move with it. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. You have two choices. You can spend the next year waiting for the perfect moment. Or you can spend the next year taking small actions every day. Which version of yourself will be stronger? Which version will be more confident? Which version will have more skills? Which version will have more opportunities? The answer is obvious. Progress belongs to the person who starts, even if they start small, even if they start imperfectly, even if they start with fear. The beginning is always messy. The beginning is always uncomfortable. The beginning is always uncertain. But every successful person was once a beginner. Every expert was once inexperienced. Every confident person was once nervous. The difference is that they started. They did not wait forever. They took the first step, then another, then another. And over time, those small steps created extraordinary results. Remember this powerful truth. You do not need perfect conditions to begin. You do not need perfect confidence to begin. You do not need perfect knowledge to begin. You simply need the courage to take the first step, because the perfect time is not tomorrow. The perfect time is not next month. The perfect time is not next year. The perfect time is now. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. And trust that action will teach you what waiting never will. Lesson 4. Build yourself while others complain. One of the biggest differences between successful people and unsuccessful people is how they spend difficult times. When life becomes hard, most people complain. They complain about the economy. They complain about their job. They complain about their lack of opportunities. They complain about other people. They complain about their past. They complain about their circumstances. And while they are complaining, Nothing changes. Their problems remain the same. Their skills remain the same. Their habits remain the same. Their future remains the same. Complaining may provide temporary relief, but it rarely provides solutions. Now imagine another person facing the exact same challenges. This person also experiences difficulties. This person also has problems. This person also feels frustrated sometimes. But instead of spending all their energy complaining, they spend their energy improving themselves. While others complain, they learn. While others complain, they read. While others complain, they practice. While others complain, they build new skills. While others complain, they prepare for a better future. And over time, the difference becomes enormous. Think about two people standing in the rain. The first person spends hours complaining about the weather. The second person uses the time to build a shelter. At the end of the day, both experience the same rain, but only one person created a solution. Life works exactly the same way. Challenges affect everyone. Problems affect everyone. Difficult seasons affect everyone. But your response determines your future. Many people believe success comes from having fewer problems. That is not true. Every successful person has faced obstacles. Every successful person has faced setbacks. Every successful person has faced disappointment. The difference is that they refuse to let those challenges stop their growth. They continued building themselves even during difficult times. Imagine a young woman who wants to improve her English. She works a full-time job. She is busy. She feels tired. She has responsibilities. She could spend every evening complaining about how difficult life is. Or she could spend 30 minutes every evening listening to English, reading English, and practicing English. 1 year later, her life looks completely different. Not because her circumstances were perfect, but because she chose growth instead of excuses. This is one of the most powerful lessons in life. You do not need perfect circumstances to improve yourself. You need a decision to keep growing regardless of what is happening around you. Many people say they will improve when life becomes easier. But life often becomes easier because people improve. Read that again. Life often becomes easier because people improve. The stronger you become, the more capable you become. The more skilled you become, the more opportunities you can create. The more disciplined you become, the more problems you can solve. This is why self-development is so important. Every skill you learn becomes an asset. Every book you read becomes knowledge. Every habit you build becomes strength. Every challenge you overcome becomes experience. And nobody can take those things away from you. Think about a tree. A tree does not stop growing because the weather becomes difficult. In fact, strong winds often help trees develop stronger roots. The same thing happens in life. Difficulties can make you stronger if you use them correctly. The problem is that most people focus only on the storm. They focus on what is wrong. They focus on what they lack. They focus on what they cannot control. As a result, they miss the opportunity to grow. Strong people think differently. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this situation? How can I become stronger? What skills should I develop? What habits should I build? These questions lead to growth. And growth creates progress. Imagine spending the next year improving yourself while everyone else is making excuses. Imagine reading books while others are scrolling endlessly. Imagine learning skills while others are complaining. Imagine practicing English while others are waiting for motivation. Imagine exercising while others are saying they are too busy. Imagine investing in yourself while others are wasting time. The difference may seem small at first, but after 1 year, it becomes noticeable. After 3 years, it becomes significant. After 5 years, it becomes life-changing. This is the power of continuous self-improvement. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary results. Many people underestimate this. They want instant transformation. They want overnight success. They want quick results. But real growth usually happens slowly. It happens one day at a time, one lesson at a time, one habit at a time, one improvement at a time. And because it happens slowly, many people quit before seeing the results. Do not make that mistake. Trust the process. Keep building yourself. Keep learning. Keep improving. Keep growing. Even when nobody notices. Even when nobody applauds. Even when nobody believes in you. Because the greatest investment you can ever make is an investment in yourself. Money can disappear. Opportunities can disappear. Possessions can disappear. But the knowledge, skills, discipline, and character you build stay with you. That is why self-improvement is so powerful. The more you grow, the more valuable you become. The more valuable you become, the more opportunities appear. And the more opportunities appear, the more control you have over your future. Remember this powerful truth. While others are complaining about their lives, build yours. While others are making excuses, make progress. While others are waiting for help, help yourself. Because every day you spend improving yourself is a day your future becomes stronger. And one day, the person who kept growing while everyone else was complaining will be the person living the life everyone else wishes they had. Lesson 5. Learn to solve your own problems. One of the most valuable skills you can develop in life is the ability to solve your own problems. Many people spend their lives looking for someone else to fix everything. When they face a challenge, they immediately look for rescue. When they face a difficulty, they immediately look for someone to carry the burden. When they face a setback, they immediately look for someone to blame or someone to save them. But strong people develop a different mindset. They ask themselves, what can I do about this? This question is powerful because it puts the focus back where it belongs, on action, on responsibility, on solutions. Think about life for a moment. Problems are unavoidable. No matter who you are, challenges will come. You will face obstacles. You will face disappointments. You will face failure. You will face uncertainty. The question is not whether problems will appear. The question is how you will respond when they do. Imagine two people facing the same problem. The first person spends all day complaining. They tell everyone how unfair life is. They talk about the problem repeatedly. They focus on everything that is wrong. At the end of the day, the problem is still there. The second person studies the situation. They remain calm. They ask questions. They look for possible solutions. They take action. Maybe they do not solve the problem immediately, but they move closer to a solution. That is the difference. One person focuses on the problem. The other focuses on solving it. Many people underestimate how much confidence comes from solving problems. Every time you overcome a challenge, you become stronger. Every time you find a solution, you trust yourself more. Every time you face difficulty and keep moving forward, you prove to yourself that you are capable. This is how real confidence is built, not by avoiding problems, but by facing them. Think about learning English. Imagine you cannot understand a conversation. You have two choices. You can give up and say, "My English is bad." Or you can ask, "What can I do to improve my listening?" The second question creates progress. You start listening more. You start practicing more. You start learning. Eventually, the problem becomes smaller. This principle works in every area of life. The people who grow the most are usually not the people with the fewest problems. They are the people who become skilled at solving problems. Remember this powerful truth. Problems are not signs that you should stop. They are opportunities to become stronger, smarter, and more capable. Lesson 6. Turn pain into power. Every person experiences pain. Every person experiences disappointment. Every person experiences failure. Every person experiences heartbreak, rejection, setbacks, and difficult moments. Pain is part of life. No one escapes it. The difference is what people do with that pain. Some people allow pain to destroy them. Others allow pain to transform them. Imagine two people losing an opportunity. The first person becomes bitter. They spend years thinking about what happened. They allow the experience to define them. The second person also feels hurt. They also feel disappointed. But they decide to learn from the experience. They use the pain as fuel. They become stronger. They become wiser. They become more determined. Years later, their lives look completely different. The event was the same. The response was different. One of the most powerful truths in life is that pain can be a teacher. Pain teaches lessons that comfort often cannot teach. Pain teaches resilience. Pain teaches patience. Pain teaches perseverance. Pain teaches strength. Think about a person trying to build muscle. Growth does not happen because the workout is easy. Growth happens because the muscles are challenged. Life works in a similar way. Many of the qualities you admire in strong people were developed through difficulty. Their confidence came from overcoming fear. Their wisdom came from mistakes. Their strength came from challenges. Their resilience came from difficult experiences. This does not mean you should seek pain. It means you should not waste it. When difficult times come, ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can this make me stronger? How can I use this experience to grow? These questions change everything. Instead of becoming a victim of pain, you become a student of pain, and students grow. Many successful people have difficult stories. They faced rejection. They faced failure. They faced criticism. They faced moments when nobody believed in them. But instead of allowing those experiences to stop them, they used them as motivation. They turned pain into power. You can do the same. Every setback contains a lesson. Every challenge contains an opportunity. Every disappointment contains the possibility of growth. The moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I learn from this? Your life begins to change. Pain may visit everyone, but growth belongs to those who learn how to use it. Remember this powerful truth. Your struggles do not have to become your excuses. Your struggles can become your strength. The same pain that breaks one person can build another. The choice is not always in what happens to you. The choice is in what you do with what happens to you. Turn your pain into power. Turn your setbacks into lessons. Turn your challenges into growth. And one day, the very thing that tried to stop you may become the reason you succeed. Lesson 7. Become strong enough to stand alone. One of the most important abilities you can develop in life is the ability to stand on your own feet. This does not mean you should never accept help. It does not mean you should avoid relationships. It does not mean you should isolate yourself from the world. It simply means that your strength, your purpose, and your progress should not depend entirely on other people. Many people become emotionally dependent on others. They need constant approval. They need constant encouragement. They need someone to tell them they are doing well. They need someone to push them forward. And when that support disappears, they stop moving. This is dangerous because people are not always available. Friends become busy. Circumstances change. Life changes. If your progress depends entirely on other people, your progress becomes fragile. Imagine a house built on weak foundations. At first, it may look fine, but when storms arrive, problems begin to appear. Now imagine a house built on solid rock. The storms still come. The wind still blows. The rain still falls. But the house remains standing. Life works the same way. You need an inner foundation that remains strong even when support is limited. Think about learning English. Many learners feel motivated when they watch a video. They feel inspired when they hear success stories. But what happens when the motivation disappears? What happens when nobody encourages them? What happens when progress feels slow? The learners who succeed are usually the ones who continue anyway. They practice when they feel motivated. They practice when they do not feel motivated. They continue when progress is exciting. They continue when progress feels boring. They understand that consistency matters more than feelings. This is what it means to become strong enough to stand alone. You stop relying on temporary emotions. You stop relying on perfect circumstances. You stop relying on constant encouragement. Instead, you build discipline. And discipline becomes your strength. Imagine a person climbing a mountain. The journey is difficult. The path is steep. Some people walk beside them for part of the journey. Some encourage them. Some offer advice. But eventually, there are moments when they must continue alone. They must take the next step themselves. Nobody can climb the mountain for them. Nobody can build their strength for them. Nobody can create their success for them. The same is true in life. Your goals belong to you. Your dreams belong to you. Your future belongs to you. Support is wonderful. Encouragement is valuable. But your determination must come from within. Many people spend years searching for someone who will believe in them. But the most important belief is your own. The day you begin trusting yourself is the day you become stronger. The day you stop needing constant validation is the day you become freer. The day you learn to continue even when nobody is watching is the day your growth accelerates. Because real strength is not tested when everything is easy. Real strength is tested when things become difficult. Can you continue when progress is slow? Can you continue when nobody notices? Can you continue when results are delayed? Can you continue when the excitement disappears? That is where strength is built. Every time you continue despite difficulty, you become stronger. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, you build self-respect. Every time you refuse to quit, you develop resilience. And over time, these qualities become part of who you are. The strongest people are not those who never need help. The strongest people are those who can keep moving forward even when help is not available. Become strong enough to stand alone, and you will never be controlled by the absence of support. Lesson 8. Save yourself and inspire others. The final lesson is perhaps the most powerful of all. When people hear the phrase, save yourself, they sometimes think it sounds selfish. But true self-improvement is not selfish. In fact, improving yourself is one of the most generous things you can do. Why? Because when you become stronger, you become more capable of helping others. When you become successful, you can create opportunities. When you become confident, you can encourage people. When you become disciplined, you can set an example. When you improve your life, you inspire others to improve theirs. Think about a person who transforms their health. They start exercising. They improve their habits. They become healthier and stronger. Soon, people around them notice. Friends become curious. Family members become inspired. Their actions begin influencing others. The same thing happens with learning English. Imagine someone who starts practicing every day. At first, nobody notices. Progress seems small, but month after month, their English improves. They become more confident. They communicate more effectively. They create new opportunities. Eventually, people around them start asking questions. How did you improve so much? What did you do? Can you help me? Notice what happened. They did not inspire others by talking. They inspired others through action. This is one of the most powerful forms of leadership. Leadership is not about giving speeches. Leadership is not about telling people what to do. Leadership is about becoming an example. People are inspired by what they see. When they see someone overcoming challenges, they believe they can overcome challenges too. When they see someone learning new skills, they believe they can learn new skills too. When they see someone refusing to give up, they begin believing in persistence. This is why saving yourself matters. Not because you are more important than anyone else, but because your transformation creates possibilities for others. Think about an airplane safety instruction. Passengers are told to put on their own oxygen mask before helping others. At first, this may seem selfish, but it is actually practical. If you cannot breathe, you cannot help anyone. The same principle applies to life. If you refuse to grow, refuse to learn, and refuse to improve, your ability to help others becomes limited. But when you become stronger, healthier, wiser, and more capable, your ability to make a positive impact grows. This does not happen overnight. It happens through small daily actions. Reading one chapter, practicing English for 20 minutes, learning a new skill, taking responsibility, solving problems, continuing despite difficulty. These actions may seem small, but over time, they create a different person, a stronger person, a wiser person, a more capable person, and that person becomes a source of inspiration. Many people are waiting for a hero. Many people are waiting for someone to show them what is possible. You never know whose life may change because they watched you refuse to quit. You never know who may gain courage because they saw your persistence. You never know who may start improving because they saw your example. That is why your growth matters. That is why your effort matters. That is why your journey matters. Remember this powerful truth. When you save yourself, you give others permission to believe they can save themselves too. Your growth becomes their inspiration. Your courage becomes their hope. Your discipline becomes their example. And your success becomes proof that change is possible. Do not wait for someone to rescue you. Become the person who takes action. Become the person who grows. Become the person who keeps moving forward. And in doing so, you may inspire more people than you ever imagined. Remember, no one is coming to build your future for you. No one is coming to do the work for you. No one is coming to create your dream life. That responsibility belongs to you. And that is not bad news. It is powerful news, because it means your future is still in your hands. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Take responsibility. Stop waiting. Keep learning. Keep growing. And keep moving forward. One day you will look back and realize that the moment your life began to change was the moment you stopped waiting for help and started helping yourself. If you enjoyed this lesson and want to improve both your mindset and your English, subscribe to the channel and continue learning with us. Until next time, keep practicing, keep believing, and keep becoming the person you are meant to be.